Welcome everyone to tonight's lovely session with our amazing cast. We're going to give a quick shout out to the Forge. We appreciate them letting us host our Foundry services on their servers, and it has been a great help. If you need hosting for Foundry, be sure to check out the Forge. And to check in with our amazing cast and what's going on with them, Azrael, what's going on in your world?
Well, not too much. Just kind of, it's getting close to the school year being over, and so our kids are winding down. And but from a streaming standpoint, I mean, I'm just playing more War Tales, enjoying everything there, and I know that the latest chapter of Elder Scrolls is about to come out in June, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean that's been most of my gaming enjoyment for the time being.
Cool. Well, that's awesome, dude. Glad things are going well on that. And glad you have some fun games coming up. Dimension.
How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Going pretty good. Been playing a lot of Starbound and finally did some Project Zomboid stream on Thursday.
You did awesome on that.
Yeah, apparently people really liked Gramps. Gramps 2.0, Gramps 1.0, Gramps 2.0, Gramps 3.0, and I think I was on 4.0 by the end of the night. Yeah, we just kept reincarnating Gramps over and over, just a little different. It seems to be well received. I don't know if Zomboid is something that I would play solo a lot.
Yeah.
But as playing with Jarl and Dump, it was very well received. So yeah, I might do some more Zomboid as well as alongside Starbound until the PC comes to fruition. We're trying to hold off any of our big games until I get the PC.
I understand that. How close are you, so we know if we need to get over there and help push you over?
So that's debatable. The official goal on stream, I'm about $260, $300 away. But the total changes depending on if I get it on sale. Like, I priced it just now, and it's $27.69, which is like $31 less than what the actual goal on stream is. But a couple of weeks ago, like 2 days before Mother's Day, they had two big Mother's Day sales going on, which they do sales quite often, and it was down to like 25, 30, 25, 60, something like that, somewhere in there. If I could get another sale like that in the near future, I'm like 20, 30 bucks away from it.
You find one of those credit card offers where they give you like 20% off with your first big purchase, and slap that on there and be like, Of course, you'd go around and pay it off, but that would give you that'd give you that nice initial discount. You're like, yeah, game the system, make some money.
Yep. Yeah, I'm anywhere from like $20 to $30 away from it, to close to $300 away from it. Just depending on what kind of sales are going on. I mean, every time I get on my laptop to do any stream work or streaming or anything or play any games, I'm checking just to make sure I don't have to be like, hey guys, I'm gonna be a few minutes late. I need to run down and make a deposit real quick and so I can get this thing. Because I mean, I'm so close. Like, I'm so close I can taste it.
That's awesome.
It's just right there.
I was wanting to actually play like Star Citizen or something like that with like Dump and others, but like some of those games, like even with this, sometimes my system is just taxed too much. I need to upgrade my GPU, and apparently I need to upgrade my CPU, and I know I need to get more memory, so I need more RAM, and
Yeah, I'm really hoping the PC upgrade will help with that, because I know, like, my games lag sometimes when I'm playing
oh
on
yeah,
the laptop and streaming, but I have the game lag. The stream doesn't get too bad. It's the game that lags. But I've noticed, like, maybe the last 3-4 months or so, um trying to stream and use Video Ninja and Discord, not Discord, Video Ninja and OBS and Roll20, like just using those, and then my couple of audio softwares and stuff is taxing my laptop so much that I'm having to drop like the quality of Video Ninja almost to the bare minimum just to get it where it's not super choppy on stream. And I'm
Right.
hoping at least that'll fix it, because I mean, one of the big things on my channel is we do tabletop role playing. We do Adventures in Middle Earth every other Wednesday, and then I've got a couple of campaigns and a couple of one shots that I want to do once the PC is in, so that I can make sure that the quality's good and stuff. And I'm hoping that PC will help with that, and things will run more smoothly, and I can put a little more production into the games that I run like I would like to, instead of being like,
hear
well,
ya.
I can't do any of the above because my or my computer will explode if I do it.
I hear you, man, and I feel for you. Mine's not as bad as yours, but mine is definitely showing its age a bit. But they're so cheap. And I mean, inflation's not, causing anything else to be crazy expensive or anything. So, I mean, that's why obviously I've done it already.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for you, man. I'm so excited for you. I am so glad you're so close. I know you've been working on it hard, and you really want to get that going, and that's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I added $600 to the goal last stream because of I had donations, plasma donations, that I hadn't pulled off my plasma card yet and added to the pool. I've been mowing my brother's yard and taking care of his yard for him and making a little money there. I did some door dashing to add, a little bit to it. So I'm at the point now where I have to wait a week before I could donate again. So I don't have a lot of money coming into it, but
Right.
it's one of those things where I'm just, like I said, I'm so close and I can't wait. I'm doing, at this point, I'm literally doing everything I can, except for living off ramen noodles to get there, which I guess is the next step if I don't get there soon.
Yeah, that's the rough one. That's a good one to avoid. I'd encourage maybe investing in buying some stuff to grow some food of your own to save money more so than eat off ramen. But keep us posted. Good luck with that, man. Looking forward to it. And what are you doing, sir?
All right. I have a quick question for Dimension. Do you know when your next stream is?
Probably tomorrow if I get all my errands run. If not tomorrow, it'll be Tuesday.
Okay.
And I
Tomorrow
stream in
might
the
be a bit
evenings,
rough, but
6:30, 7:30, something like that, my time.
You gonna drop him and make him shave?
I'd like to at the least I'd like to contribute. So
Scott Dog is Scott Dog's trying to rally the troops right now, so I shouldn't say, I say this with the utmost respect to everyone. Like, I personally don't expect someone to come into my chat or a bunch of people to come into my chat and drop like $300. But if anyone finds enough people to drop, $10, it'd be Scott Dog. He'd find 30 people to come in and drop $10 and make me shave.
Yeah.
I
Let's do it.
fully believe that.
Yeah. It's not so bad, man. Just get rid of the beard. It's not bad. Look at this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely see Scott Dog being one to pull something like that off. I agree.
As for me, I have been enjoying the heck out of Last Epoch. Played with Lady Vengeance the other day, and I've been playing off stream and having a good deal of time with that. And I'm almost at the point now where I think I'm just not even going to consider buying Diablo 4, and I'm just going to probably focus on playing Last Epoch, because it's all the ARPG that I really need in my life right now. And I want to be sure, I want to be 100% sure that if I buy Diablo 4, which for me in Australia is a $120 purchase, I want to be sure that that's a good game. And right now, I'm sorry, Blizzard, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There's a lot that I'm not. So don't want to be the
hear you
doomsayer.
there.
Don't want to be the doomsayer, but I am. I'm a little nervous as to what it's gonna be. If after like a month or two, after it releases, it looks, or 6, right? Exactly. It looks good enough that I can put a large percentage of my income on that.
Yeah.
Then I will. But for now, I am good. I am good with Last Epoch. It is hitting all my ARPG buttons.
Oh yeah.
And
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Compare Last Epoch to Path of Exile.
To Path of Exile, I cannot. But what I can do is I can compare it to like Diablo 3, Torchlight 2, Grim Dawn.
Okay. What about oh damn, what is it?
You know, I have a really, really wild suggestion for you.
Ark?
Ready for this?
Mm.
Next time Matt and Lady stream it, drop in and watch it, and you can see what it is.
I've watched a few of them. No, I've watched a few of them.
What I would say, in a sentence, comparing it to other ARPGs, what's good about it is it has a forging system where you can deterministically rip off affixes of other items and add them to other items or improve them from other items. So you can deterministically focus on your power that you have assessed based on all of your skills. Everything has tags that have like, this is fire, this is melee, this is area, this is whatever, right? And you can find those tags in all of the affixes, and then you can deterministically, when you get something with that affix that might not be an upgrade, you can rip it off, and you can throw it on something else that you do want, or improve something else that you do want, to scale your power.
It's really good. That's a good way to look at it. It's a really unique way of character building. So
the Lady Vengeance on stream is drooling over the graphics of Last Epoch, even though they're not really a shadow of Diablo 4's. They're still excellent. It's got its own print. And we've just passed a very hype period for them, because we've got a big patch happening in the next week.
Nice.
And they announced some MTX, right? So they sort of went, okay, we don't really know what our model should be. We've talked to a lot of people in the industry, and we're going to follow their advice. We're going to follow what the industry standard is, and we're going to announce this MTX, right? It's fully just cosmetic. Nothing pay to win ever, just fully cosmetic. Here's our MTX, right? Within 6 to 10 hours, they had some feedback from their community, and within another 6 to 10 hours, they had completely overhauled the system. They had completely changed all of the price points, and they had completely listened and changed everything according to what the feedback was, to now being...
So you've seen it?
about when you spend money, it's you know exactly how much you're getting, and how much you're getting is every item is divisible by that. So you know exactly how many things you need to buy and exactly how much you're spending, and it's never gonna be like you get more of the virtual currency you're never gonna use because you have to convert it and stuff. So they've done it in a way where it's transparent
Nice.
and done it in a way where it makes sense, and when you can just go, yep, this one's, because it's in 50 amounts, right? So you spend $5 and you get 50 amount, and you might need 150, so you know you need to spend $15, right? So
Right.
you can just, and I just, everything about the way that they're responding to the community, everything that they're trying to do, they're trying to support their team by making sure that they've got enough money coming in, by paying the artists that do all of these things, but they're doing it in a way that isn't scummy, like maybe other companies might be in a purely like imaginary world. And I'm just thrilled to see a company sort of prioritizing things in that way, prioritizing the community,
Yeah.
prioritizing looking and changing feedback. It's really difficult to change MTX once you've decided on a strategy, and they've just within 24 hours completely overhauled it. And I just, well done, is all I
Yeah.
have to say to those people, and thank you for doing that. I wish more companies would have a more customer-focused approach, and consider that we're not all
But the shareholders don't feel that way.
right, exactly. The
Well,
shareholders are rolling in it.
That's exactly it, though, right? It's the focus is on the shareholders, not the customer who's actually investing in and buying your product and actually cares about your product and the quality.
Yeah,
don't
so I think
care
I want to
about- That is awesome.
invest there instead of investing in perhaps a more corporately focused and product. But no shade on anyone who wants to play other games, or support other companies. I just, it's just cool. So that's there. And one more exciting announcement: I should be getting my music mixer here this week. I ordered it. One horrible thing is that when I ordered it, Australian dollar to US dollar was sickeningly bad. The
Yeah,
product was about $120 US, and I spent $230 on it. Ow! Ow! Stop it, please. Let our dollar be a little bit just back to the 60-70 mark would be fantastic. But
Right.
it's coming, and I should be able to start doing some more music things going forward, which is very exciting.
You gonna make a channel redeem for that so we can jump in your chat and redeem
Oh
points
yeah,
to...
I'm gonna do a little bit of an overhaul. I'm gonna change my embers to hats, and we're gonna have some more redeems and stuff. And
Nice.
I don't know whether I'll do like request a song, but I might I don't know. I'm yet to discover or decide exactly what that's gonna look like.
Yeah. Cool. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you. That's me.
Cool. Well, so that's awesome, dude. Well done. And without further ado, we shall begin tonight's session and see what transpires for our lovely Chooms tonight. The camera pans in. And we see Zid there, in his bed, trying to get back to sleep as it's still nighttime. Going over what has just transpired this past day and what has woken him. What is happening in Zid's mind? Recounting what's transpired.
There's been a lot. We had some issues in rescuing Faze from the prison jail cell that he was in. We had a good approach. We set things down right, and yet in trying to do that rescue, we came across guards who had automatic weapons that brutalized particularly Seamus, but also Doc before things went down, and Blackstone. But most particularly Seamus, who had his arm ripped off by bullets, by bullet fire and force and all sorts of things. It was horrible. It was horrific. Fortunately, after this terrible state of affairs, Doc was able to operate enough to reattach the arm, albeit he's not going to be able to use it for a while, but to a point that it is okay. Fortunately as well, these are not our real bodies, so the loss of an arm would be more an issue in being discovered than being an impediment when we got out. However, it still would be bad. So it would definitely, and look, Seamus, not only being physically hurt, but being mentally just like, just ruined by this. And the rest of us were too. The rest of us were reeling. Now, I wasn't physically hurt, but Zid, having seen his companions just being shot up like this, is, I don't know, it's been very challenging. We did manage to loot good amounts of things from the storeroom armory in this cell. We found some stuff that we weren't necessarily expecting to find, and that's wonderful. We did get out. Zid has made the best attempt that he could to have our presence there as undetected as possible, and mostly been quite successful in doing so. The only possibility that we have right now is if someone does investigate the system and then rolls relatively well in doing so, we might come across some issues. But otherwise, it looks like we might have gotten out, certainly not unscathed, but hopefully undetected. In getting back to our cells, we realized that even with Seamus's arm reattached, that he was going to be out of commission for a while, a couple of days, and we needed a reason for this. Like, we were meant to have been just sleeping in our cells, and so we thought of a couple of things. We thought we could throw Doc under the bus, and then we thought, no, let's not do that. Instead, we painted Doc as a hero. And so the story is that Seamus and Doc had gone for a walk. Seamus had a really nasty fall, slammed his arm into some metal, device, a table or something, and had it be worse off. And then Doc was able to come to his rescue and fix it. Enough that he was confident that we didn't need to rush to the hospital in the middle of the night, but instead go to it in the morning to make sure that all of his work was successful. So this is our story, and then sleep was needed. We all needed sleep. Mentally, physically, spiritually, just rest, right? We just needed the rest. But Zid was woken up in the middle of the night, and just all of a sudden, his passenger, a feminine-styled AI in his mind that he's downloaded some sessions ago, to try and get her out. She woke him up, and she's like, "Hey you, wake up! I found something in your brain." And this is news to Zid. What has been found in his brain? Definitely, he wasn't expecting to be woken up. He wasn't expecting this information, but what she has discovered is a file that's been hidden deep and under layers of consciousness, deep under in his brain, that has been deposited there by a corporation, specifically by the corporation that apparently he has discovered not only got him in contact and asked him to be in Life Tech, but also gave him a mission. This is something he does not remember until now. And he even still doesn't remember, but it's in his brain, so it must be true. And the mission is to upload a virus to Life Tech if they would this strange facility was. And this virus ping the location of the underground facility to the corporation and be a target, so that they might be able to come and deal with Life Tech's operation here. And so Zid woke his friends up. He didn't really necessarily want to, and he knew that might be negative for them, but he's like, guys, this is too important to wait too long. So he let them know that this is there, and that he has a mission to do this, and that this might help us in our attempt to get out. Yeah. With all of that, Zid has a lot on his mind. He didn't realize this, so he's ticking it over. He's trying to assess whether there might the groundwork that we've been laying is sufficient for doing what we now might want to do. And he's just in processing everything, trying not to be overloaded with emotion, with fear, with concern for his comrades, with any of these things. So that's kind of where he is,
Rightfully
figuring it out.
It definitely was a lot. And you now know that you weren't just forfeited to Life Tech, but they used you as a attempted disposable asset. Since you made a deal with them, kind of realize you got yourself into the mix. which you didn't realize. And so now knowing that has kind of made you aware of the situation a little bit more, as well as the threat within your own cranium and what you're supposed to do with it. So the morning finally finds you all. The rest of you did hear Zid scream last night. And I couldn't remember, Zid, did you actually tell them you have the file?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you told them that or told them to go back to bed after you screamed in terror.
No, I woke them up specifically and said I have news and yeah,
Okay.
detailed what that was. More so what it meant than very specific. Like he hasn't mentioned the corp. He hasn't like he's like I've got this thing. I've got a mission. I'm
Found
not
out I
just
was
here because I was dumped. You know, that there's something bigger here. Yeah.
Found out you were sent there as basically a disposable merc to potentially
Yeah,
sabotage their
basically-
system.
He's basically a proxy virus.
Yeah.
Because he's also gonna they rigged it to where he's gonna die as well unless, and he wouldn't have known that without Blue Angel.
They were not concerned whether he died or not. They're concerned with him getting the virus uploaded so that they can do what they need to do. I mean, they gave him money to buy gear and make a living, and they expect a return on their investment.
Right. And this is Ziggurat. This is like a massive tech core. So.
Oh yeah. So it's not like a little company that you can, be like, oh, I can blow you off, you don't matter. Yeah. No, it's a much larger corp.
Is it? Quick question. Is it? I see 5 feeds. Should I? I don't know.
Sounds about right.
Okay. All right. I didn't see Doc come
Welcome
in.
in.
Sorry.
He's not showing his camera, he's just subtly
Oh no, that's
hiding
fine.
there.
It's not working.
I honestly I'll say this is very sincere and honest. I missed you. Like
Agreed.
It's very happy to hear your voice and know that you're okay.
Sorry, your camera's not working.
No, I don't care about the camera. I mean, I'm just like, I care
No,
about you
I-
as a
I know
yeah,
it's frustrating to him when, just like it is to the rest of us, though, when your equipment stops working on you, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sorry that
Oh,
he's dealing
okay,
with that
Sure.
annoyance of, technology didn't work for me. We
No,
all
it's
get
just,
that.
It's just good to have Doc. It's just good to
Absolutely.
have you around, Paul.
Did you catch, Raven, what Doc did last session?
No,
He
he
was a fucking hero.
remember what he did. Oh, yes. He somehow miraculously reattached an arm. Was it?
Yes. You're able to use a speed heal in your surgery skill and get an arm reattached so that your group didn't get found out.
Oh boy. I mean, honestly, at the end of the fight, like whenever, like the auto fire took off Seamus's arm, like my heart dropped because I was like, what the fuck?
That was crazy.
Double 6s on the crit roll, on the crit injury roll, double 6s. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
And that was on top of the fact it did enough damage to kill him if you guys didn't have armor. Like, auto fire is no joke. That stuff is nasty. So nasty. But yeah, it was very, very appreciated by the group. that a skilled medtech was part of the group. You burnt through, what was it? 3 speed heals just to limp back out of there.
Mm-hmm. And then the fourth speed heal was to do the surgery.
Yeah. So I mean, it was expensive auto fire.
Yep.
But you succeeded and survived.
Yeah.
But yeah, Seamus is definitely nursing his right arm and not wanting to go into a gunfight for a while. He's yeah. Everyone's kind of in a bit of mentally rough shape after that one. That was a tough one. So
Look, Seamus is also nursing his pride because he couldn't shoot that guy in the leg at point blank range.
I wasn't gonna say it.
So the arm is not his only wound. Everyone else might just might not be able to see the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't gonna go there, but yeah. That was rough. So, yeah, you guys were able to get some gear stashed, and FaZe helped Seamus get back to the room, and you guys kind of took it easy, and he's on the mend. So, Doc was definitely appreciated there. But time ticks on in the complex, and another shift and another. Time to perform your duties for the good of the complex. Seamus has successfully gotten a desk job for the time being, kind of complicating the attempts to move gear. However, other things can still be done. And so you guys can choose what other things you want to do. And we can proceed with that. You guys had been successfully mapping out a lot of the complex. I unfortunately have not successfully mapped it all out for you.
It's all good, dude. So we're it's the following morning, right? So we're going to our jobs. The very first place that we went with all the mushrooms, that's walled off now.
That's about to be walled off. Like, that's going to be walled off probably today.
Yeah. So I'll take care of that if it falls to me. I still want to check and see like when the area to the mine is going to be like walled off, just to see how much time we have, because I still want to get in that vault on that area. And like you said, there's a lot of area in there that we haven't explored
Actually,
yet.
you see that ticket got moved up and someone's working on it.
Okay.
Except the ticket says secure door, not destroy and remove. Someone tampered with it, because you remember seeing it.
Okay.
Someone changed what the order was and made it happen sooner so that it's done and over with and probably disappears quicker. Who was it and why was it is unknown.
Can I? Is there like a way for me to like look at the order and?
I mean,
like,
you can look at the order and who's it's signed to, but you don't know who tampered with it.
Okay. Is there a way for me to like kind of figure that out? Or is that something more of a net runner would do?
Yeah, it'd be more
Okay.
digging into the back end.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately,
Um,
it's not
I'm
just
gonna.
you connect and see it. It
Mhm.
doesn't show that it has been changed when you go
Okay.
in and look. So you know it's even more suspicious because it doesn't show that. And so you're like, I know it changed, but it says it never changed.
Yeah.
What?
Does that make any sense?
Because you remember what it was, and it's not that. And so that throws things a little bit off in your mind of like, you know, you're like, yeah, something has happened here because that shouldn't be.
Weird. Yeah, I'm concerned.
But the fact that it's switched from
I'm gonna close off.
having the wall be, having the door moved and a wall being put in place to just fixing the door so it fully seals and works appropriately and is securely shut.
That's good. That's much better. It leaves that area open for exploration.
And what you find odd is it's a green door, so it's not like
Yeah.
you need special permissions. You just have to be
Yeah.
green rank or above.
Which I believe I am.
Are you?
I thought so. Maybe not.
I didn't say whether you were or weren't. I said, are you?
I believe I am. Yeah, I got a G by my name. We're all G's.
Oh. When did that happen?
My guess is before the session.
Actually, it happened last session when FaZe told you
Okay.
that his work should be going through soon, and you guys should be bumped one rank. But yeah, it happened.
Sweet. Thanks, FaZe. Or Shadow.
Maybe both.
Yeah. So I put that little nugget in my mind as I go throughout my day, and yeah, now that I know that, I'm a lot less anxious about like looking at the day-to-day tickets. So I'm just putting my nose to the grindstone and going.
Yeah, but it definitely still piques your interest. Like,
Yeah.
who did what to botch the system and
Mhm.
change this from what
Yeah.
it was to what it is?
Yeah, it's something I can talk to Zid about whenever I get back tonight,
Yeah.
and maybe I can have him dive a little and see what happens.
Yeah, there's always options. So, anything for the rest of you during your day shift?
I think I'm just laying low.
I think at some point, Doc is gonna ask Zid if he needs any sleeping pills. He needs to get a better night's sleep.
He says Seamus might. He says he's alright, but yeah.
So who screamed?
Appreciate
Was it
the
Zed who
support.
screamed or Seamus? Sorry.
No. I
Seamus-
was the one that screamed.
Okay.
Seamus screamed during the mission for obvious
Well, yeah.
reasons.
I kind of have.
Zid screamed at night, waking up.
He's probably providing painkillers if he can for Seamus.
Okay. It's up to Seamus if he wants to take such things, but definitely can be something to be able to get a hold of.
Seamus is milking this injury for all it's worth, getting whatever special favors anyone will offer. He's doing it graciously. He's not being necessarily like a drama queen about things to get it. But Doc might, depending on how much Doc's paying attention, Doc might know enough at some point to be like, I feel like we might be being swindled here.
Why do you think that? You didn't get a cybernetic arm?
Oh no. Doc might think that about Seamus because Seamus is getting as much out of all of this as he can.
Basically, Seamus isn't going out of his way to be dramatic and be like, "Oh, can't you go get it for me, my arm?" But if someone's willing to do something, he very quickly and graciously is like, "Oh yes, that would be so appreciated," right? And basically getting all he can.
Yeah, he might try to do something, but he's definitely, like I said, not being a drama queen about it, but he's definitely making it seem a lot harder than it is when he tries to do something.
Oh man, this is my weak arm.
That's odd. I thought I did a better job of reattaching it.
It's not about the attachment. It's what about what happened? I mean, when's the last time you had an arm shot off?
Oh, you want psychiatric help? I can do that, I think. Trying to remember if that was what skill that is.
Therapy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if I can do it with I think a medicine check I can do it with. It's been a while since I've looked at those rules.
Or which one?
Essentially, therapy.
Ah. Yes, you can perform therapy on another, but not yourself, given your skills as a med tech. Let me look here.
Seamus, do you want to talk about it? You can share your feelings, and I can help you.
I feel like Seamus hasn't stopped talking about it. And if you asked him that, he would just start kind of telling the story of what happened all over again. And even though you were all there, this time there's 2 more guys than there was the last time he told the story.
So here's a little blurb for you, Raven. Medtechs can use medicine skill against the therapy's DV on others, which just always takes 1 week.
Well, I get started.
So there is addiction, standard humanity loss, extreme humanity loss. Technically, he probably should roll and get some humanity loss for something like that trauma. But let's have you roll your medicine check, and we will see how well you do at assisting our good friend Seamus in his stress and loss.
Mental struggles. You got this, big guy.
How to roll medicine again.
Mm-hmm.
I roll. I guess it's sorry, medtech you said, or the whole medicine. I guess it's medtech I have to roll. Is that what you said? Skill.
It's medtechs can use the medicine skill.
Yeah, it's not letting me roll the actual medicine rank.
It's probably medtech then.
Yeah.
They say the
Surgery?
medicine skill, but
I could do brain surgery, but that might be a little different.
we don't need to do brain surgery.
All right, let's do a tech.
I think it would be med tech. We're gonna roll with that for now until I can verify something else. But yeah,
I'm still learning this. I'm better with the surgery right now, but let's see. So, ooh,
crit 26.
but I know my best friend, so I can help him out.
There you go. Yeah, 26. Seamus, you actually... I was debating having you roll the humanity loss that they talk about for severe traumatic events, but I think that was just negated for you with the treatment you just underwent. So over a week of just standard work and everything, Doc keeps talking with you and sitting with you and working with you to get you to be able to cope with this and finally be able to move on.
And if you want,
Yeah,
when we
go
get
for it.
out of here, I'll get you a cybernetic arm.
I think Seamus. I feel like this is done in private, and I think Seamus, like when the other twos are gone, and I think Seamus like confides in Doc that he's over it, and Doc helps him get past all of it. But I think that maybe that's where Doc realizes that Seamus is trying to get as much out of this injury as he can, because he still tries with the other two to get special favors, you know, get one of them to go get the cups of noodles for him, and instead of Seamus having to go do it and things like that. And he just keeps giving these side-eye looks over at Doc at like as he's doing it, just hoping that Doc's not going to say anything.
Don't rat me out, man.
It's almost like he's oblivious sometimes. He's not picking up on it, actually. He's not that.
He's aware of it. He just is not paying attention to it. That works.
Yeah. Quick thing, are we at full health again?
Can you say that again?
So, are we at full health again?
After this week of downtime, you would be. When the session started today, no. But basically, you guys want to kind of lay low for a bit. And so, yeah, you would be healed up. But yeah, that was definitely some good therapy work from you to help Seamus deal with it all. And you now know that he's physically and mentally okay.
Well, as good as it could be expected of Seamus.
Return to previous status, shall we say. Not necessarily. Not Seamus. He's still Seamus. Always will be. Unless we upload a new construct to his brain. So during that week, is there anything that Zid or Blackstone would want to do?
I think that you mean since I heard about the new, like them screwing with the order.
Yeah, this is
There's
after
another
that.
week?
That was like the
Okay.
beginning of the week. It's that the
Yeah.
week following that.
Okay.
So basically, you guys kind of get that week of downtime. What kind of stuff do you want to happen in that week? Instead of going day by day, I kind of figured we'd give you each a chance to grab the camera and roll with what you do.
Let's see. So, I think that probably during the week I would Definitely map more. Like do more walking around. Do I need to roll for any of that?
No, you guys have rolled fairly well on that in
Okay.
the past, so you basically just would keep up with it.
Okay. Um,
Besides, if I have
I
to roll
think
you too
during
well, I might have to call the session tonight and go work on it.
I think like maybe during my downtime, I'd like to work on. I mean, I still have the energy weapons, right? They're in the stash. I'd like
Ones you guys
to
kept, yeah.
maybe, yeah, I'd like to maybe work on getting familiar with that tech.
Okay.
Like, if I need to roll some weapons tech, or if I need to disassemble or play around with it.
If you're just trying to understand it a little bit, we can just leave it. If you want to actually like break it down and understand greater degree of what can be done with it and stuff, then yeah, we'd roll.
I think I'd like to, like during the week of downtime, I think that it would be helpful to maybe learn more that could be done with like the energy tech.
Okay.
So let's see what a weapons tech roll gets me.
Probably
Or
wouldn't
do you
just be
prefer a different
weapons
tech?
tech.
Or just basic tech?
I'm thinking it'd probably be more either fabricate or invention sort of thing, where you're
Oh, okay.
more fiddling with the device beyond
Ah.
just the standard looking it over from what you're saying.
Yeah. We'll do fabricate. That's fine.
Okay.
Does invention get me like something different?
Potentially. Just depends on how you feel you're looking at it.
Actually, you know what? I'll roll invention, because if that's gonna help me like make an upgrade for what I currently have, then I'd like to have that. So I'm gonna stack weapons tech on it. And let's roll. Okay.
24. So you're able to decipher some of how it works, and you get a feeling that the energy cells themselves, something about the complex and the way it's built, those energy cells wouldn't work outside of the way the complex is built unless you get to another area that has a similar sort of setup.
Okay.
So you know that all of your energy-based weapons from the complex are going to not have the same value outside the complex.
So
And
it
give me
seems
just a
like
moment.
it would be. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say, give me just a moment. One of the dogs isn't in here,
Yeah, it's fine.
and I don't know where he's at, so I'm going to grab him, make sure he's not causing problems.
Yeah.
He's the one that disobeys.
Yeah.
So you guys can talk amongst yourselves as your characters, make some plans, and I'll be right back.
Let's see. How's your arm there, Shames?
I think
Are you taking a nap?
it'll be fine.
That's good.
Doc did good work. It might be a bit before I can use it to its full extent, but
Sure.
I think Doc did great work.
Good job.
The
Doc.
noodles are helping too.
Noodles always help.
I think that we might need to talk about the elephant in the room, though.
Not that big.
Doc, you'd put an elephant to shame. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the fact that, and Seamus, like, I imagine we're maybe at like around the table or whatever, Sheena kind of leans into everybody. The fact that we and even Zid just found out that he's a plant here, I guess. Like he was put here for a job and didn't know it. I think that it's a good job. I think
It's a
that
great
we
job.
should definitely help him with that, but that kind of changes things, don't you think?
Kind of like we don't need to focus so much on getting out of here as much as we need to focus on getting him to where he completes his mission.
Oh, we need to get out of here.
No, I know that. I
But,
mean, I'm just saying, like the priorities have changed a little bit. Like
Exactly. Zid's
Besides, like-
mission might be
lucrative.
the top
Mhm.
mission now.
Yeah,
We might just
absolutely.
be on a side quest for getting out of here.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think that's a good idea. I think that trying to figure out a good spot for him to get that done is a good idea, and I wonder if there's a way for one of our contacts to help us accomplish that mission.
What do I miss?
No, nothing. We're talking about trying to basically moving Zid's mission ahead of escaping the complex.
Okay.
Like Zid's mission is currently top priority.
Okay. So you guys are going to focus on Zid's mission for now,
Mm-hmm.
and then go
Yeah.
from there. Okay.
That's it. Unless Zid doesn't want to. It's his head.
Yeah, I feel like Zid is wanting to. So we have to wait for more information in regards to possible avenues for extraction, right? Like we surprised our contact with the amount of information that we had, and they're going away and like trying to verify and figure out what's real and what's not. Is that right?
Somewhat, yeah. And FaZe also mentioned that his understanding from previous info and stuff that you'd gotten is that your current forms won't persist far beyond the realm of the complex as well. And so, unless something changes with that, even if you escape, you don't escape. And so either you need to get the original body back, or you need to find a way to turn off the limitation to its function within this area. Now, something Doc could do is roll a check with his medicine, understanding human biology and such, as well as cybernetics, and see if he's able to determine why or how that happens. It's more human tech than it is weapons tech or anything like that, right? It's just how the human body and the mind work.
So, a medical tech or surgery roll or something?
You could do med tech, would be fine. Nice, a 9, making it 20. So, Doc is able to use his understanding and the information you guys have gathered and piece together that your mind doesn't leave. It's not fully in your body. So if you get too far outside of it, the signal's no longer basically there, and so the body is just nothing. There's no consciousness in it. It's just a robot, essentially. It's a flesh robot, sure, but it's just a organic being that doesn't have the control of your actual mind. So you'd have to get a transfer of that consciousness from your body, which would then render that original body nothing. Or you'd have to get the original body back.
Yeah, getting the original body is probably like getting our bodies, finding where they are. Like, I feel like that's more important than uploading this virus. I mean, I know that I was set here for that, but geez, like, we need to get out.
Okay, so sounds like Zid's vote is to find the original bodies and try to find a way to access them. Blackstone said to deal with Zid's mission first and find the central computing set area and upload the virus. What does Seamus and Doc think?
Seamus would probably. I mean, Seamus has already said his piece about thinking that maybe Zid's mission should take priority because of what it is. But at the same time, if Zid said that he would prefer to try to get our bodies and get out, then Seamus might. Could we not do both? I mean, if it's gonna keep us from getting our bodies back, I don't know that I want to go the way of the virus, but at the same time, I personally wouldn't mind taking down Life Tech, or at least a branch of Life Tech myself.
Doc has always expressed his interest to return to his body, but he usually ends up following Seamus's lead in this.
I don't want to be stuck here. I want to make that very clear, and I don't particularly want to give my life for whoever's put this mission in your brain. But as I said, I wouldn't mind to, sock it to the man, as they used to say. But if it's going to be more beneficial for us to get out and get our bodies, I'll side with you on that, Zid. That's what we've been planning for this whole time until now.
If I can't get my body back, then yeah, stick it to them. Would be a second choice.
So, I mean, like I said, it's its brain. It's like, I don't want to. We're going to need our bodies back at some point. I think that it's more like 1 and 1A for me, like from a mission standpoint. If that makes sense. Like, I think they're both important missions. So I'm fine with sticking to the finding our bodies being the top priority.
Okay.
Let's see,
The more-
man. This all is. There are lots of things to consider, but I do not see eye to eye with any corporation, any outside movement. My goals here, whatever might have been asked of me outside, is to get the hell out of here.
I've got an idea. What if we continue to plan for our way out and look for our way out? But we also keep our eyes open to set this virus at the same time if we can. Not necessarily divert our escape plans to do this, but you know, if we just happen to have to go through this main server room to get out, you know, plant the virus or however it works. You know, I don't know. Sneeze on the. Let's just do both if we can, if it works, and if it doesn't, then let's get our bodies back and get out of here. We can always find another way to take down Life Tech later when we've got our bodies back. Got a small crew that might be able to help us with that at some point.
Ooh, that sounds helpful.
Might be.
So, basically, finding out where the locations are and how to access them sounds to be kind of the focus. What are you skills in? What is your guys' plan on how to leverage finding this and trying to figure out how and what you're going to do to access the locations?
Yeah, I think continuing to map the complex is a good idea. Trying to get a sense of where these different places are.
Well, we're green now. I feel
Yeah.
like talking to other members of green might also, like, Seamus might be able to speak with other green members, or even, like, more recently Zid's tried to do more like talky things, even though that's not really his forte. But he's so far successful in making friends in his workplace. And establishing that he's not alone in the way that he feels. Now we're green, it's like our opportunity, our access has gone up very
A lot.
significantly.
Yeah.
You have noticed there's fewer that are open about their displeasure as you talk to those further up the ranks.
Yeah.
Almost like either they're more indoctrinated as they go up, or they've just more accepted their lot in life, sort of thing.
Okay. Seems, yeah, like we're not gonna find as many allies, basically. Alright. Yeah, I like the idea of just, yeah, accessing the new pathways that we have, like physical pathways that we have now that green has been open to us, and seeing what unauthorized pathways come off of the green pathways, where there might be more stuff, like if there's more guards, if there's more, yeah.
I do wonder something. Sorry to interrupt. I wonder if the night bots maybe don't pay as much attention to us now that we're green. Is that a thing?
You can try, man, but
Hey, I'm the guinea pig. I'm the one that doesn't remember. Like, I took the risk. I'm happy to risk it for the brisket.
I mean, you might be turned into brisket afterwards,
Yeah.
depending on how well you do, because you barely made it
I
away
know.
last time.
Absolutely.
I'm sure having, like, you know, dual heavy machine guns that they can fire won't be a problem.
Fine.
I'm just making sure you understand the risk. You've now learned what auto fire does.
Yeah, I do. Damn it.
The first time you didn't know what they had equipped. Now you actually know what they have equipped, so it would be something Blackstone would have to consider and would know he'd need to consider instead of going out in theory not knowing.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying whether they would or wouldn't. I'm just making sure Blackstone would be evaluating based on what Blackstone would know.
Blackstone knows.
It would be very beneficial for Seamus if Blackstone happened to go out there and wreck one of them robots and get one of those auto fire guns, because Seamus has spent a lot of time thinking about the skill it takes to auto fire since his arm got shot off.
Oh man.
Yeah, how much time? How many IPs worth of time?
Yeah, almost all of my IP's worth of time.
Wow.
Oh, somebody can have my I remember in the stash I remember seeing an assault rifle. You can
Yep,
you're
an assault
more- you're
rifle
more
can
than-
use shoulder arms for single fire or auto fire for auto fire.
or you can have the heavy SMG on that turret that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say I now have a higher base for auto fire than I do for handgun.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, you definitely want the auto fire for sure. Show.
It was reasons to give me shoulder arms.
Shoulder arms is badass.
Yeah, shoulder arms is what's used for shotguns, rifles, those sort of things.
I think it was one of those special weapons.
One of the times too, I think, right?
What was?
It was sort of a special weapon, like a dart weapon or something, tranquilizer. I can't remember now. That I was looking at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a number of different shoulder arms that can do some interesting things. Like they have a paintball gun that is a version of a shoulder arm, an air rifle that shoots like biotoxin balls instead of paintballs.
I think that's it. That's the one I was looking at. Maybe.
I think it would be like it's like an air gun, right?
Yeah. I think it's in this one. Yeah. Nomad air cannon.
I think that's it.
That one.
Rather than shotgun ammo, this weapon fires other things. You can buy cheap acid rounds or the more expensive biotoxin rounds.
Yummy.
And it uses shoulder arms to fire. So basically, you can fire off poison or biotoxin rounds at your
Oh, right.
targets.
And 2 more levels of my roll ability, I get biotoxin. So I can make it myself.
That would be fitting. That would be fitting.
You can make the biotoxin, and I can fashion it into ammo.
So there
That's what
is
I'm
heavy
like.
rifles or heavy weapons that include heavy rifles, heavy machine guns, grenade launchers, flamethrowers, rocket launchers, that kind of thing. So, and as an example, one of them I see here does 5d6 damage.
Vomit. That's a lot.
And yeah, it has armor piercing rounds and has a magazine of 80 and has the auto fire multiplier as well. So it can,
Damn!
yeah, ×4 because it's a heavy assault rifle essentially. And so it has ×4. Single shot is 5d6. So
Wow.
there's some things you can get. Like there's a flamethrower that's a heavy weapon as well. So you basically are just laying down fire everywhere. There's a rocket launcher, so you literally are shooting, rockets at everyone. There's grenade launchers, so you can launch tear gas or other poison gas or whatever. That's also a heavy weapon. So that's the heavy weapon category. Shoulder arms is sniper rifles, assault rifles, shotguns. That's shoulder arms. SMGs, pistols and their variants. So heavy revolvers, heavy and light SMGs, heavy, light, medium pistols. Those are all handgun, including variants like stun gun. That's also handgun. And then, of course, you have melee weapons, which are all of the melee weapons, light or heavy. It's just melee weapon skill. They're all melee weapon. And then unarmed is, of course, the unarmed skill. And then you have bows and crossbows under the bow skill. Just a quick rundown of all the fun weapons.
Cool.
Chainsaws are actually a weapon you can get, and they're a melee weapon, but they require refueling of fuel, of course. But yeah, there is a lot of different options, depending on what you want to go with.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
I don't know.
I guess we gotta figure out what we need to do to continue to lay plans to get out. Like, do we need to keep mapping? Do we need to just go through our day-to-day until FaZe gets back with us?
I believe you guys are going to work on leveraging your current rank and try to find alternate ways, not just mapping, but alternate ways of trying to figure out where these locations are on top of mapping. So try to, Zid could try to hack the system and find details about it. You could try to speak to people. It's whatever skills or ways you want to try to pursue it. To try to find more leads to where the two locations that you guys had talked about were. The central location, central processor server room, and the medical facility that has the original bodies, the cryos chambers. I believe that was the two things that you guys were focusing on that you kind of want to glean
Yeah, I mean,
additional.
Yeah, the cryo chamber is definitely something that's high up on my list. Just finding it, like we don't have to like actually go in and like, do
Right.
anything, just
Which I
avoid
think
it.
that's where you guys were at with those are the two things you're trying to do is like locate where they are, so then you can try to make a game plan on how to deal with it. But what is it? How do you want to try to find it? Like, what route are you going to find it?
I mean, is there like in my day-to-day job, like they have maps, right? Like that I can. Was there a way for me to leverage like the plans or something?
They don't have like just a map or plans to the complex that are just available for
Lying
anyone
around,
to
obviously.
use.
Yeah, sure.
They see that as kind
Not
of
even the
more,
green?
more of a security risk.
Not even for green.
No.
Okay.
Green, you're able to get schematics of the doors and stuff now more than just being told to fix it. You can actually pull up, okay, I know these people need to work on this door. You need to advise them how to work on that door. You can pull up the schematic of how that door is made and be like, okay, so I know you're going to need these gears. Here's the parts requisition form. These are the parts you're going to need to fix the door. Get these parts and go fix it.
All right.
So you have access to that, but not to floor plans or anything like that.
Do I know, like, based on like what that door is? Do I know, like, is it possible that I can prepare myself for getting into the cryo chamber by knowing what door, like, what kind of door that would be?
You could try to do a roll on some sort of tech and try to determine just doors in general, like if there's a system that is similar between theirs.
Okay.
But you don't know which. You'd have to figure out where it is to find out which door it has, so that then you could target that door. Right now, you don't know it's that kind of door. It's just, you know, there is a door.
Okay.
So either you could do like a general evaluation of the doors, or you could, you know, say, try to find it first and then target the specific type.
So, I think I'd like to find it first, so I know what I'm looking at instead of just blindly, like, shuffling in the dark.
What have you been doing looking up every single door schematic?
No, I don't want to do that. I definitely would rather have a targeted search. Is there anything from a tech perspective that would help, or maybe I can? Maybe I overhear people like talking about like if there was if the status of these experiments are continuing, like if they're continuing to be like declining, like diminishing returns, so to speak. Maybe I overhear something.
Yeah, and that's where I'm kind of letting you guys pick what sort of, how do you want to try to go about it? Like, what's your focus? So are you going to try to focus on listening? Are you going to try to look around for the people who might work there and talk to them? It's kind of open. If you can come up with a way to use tech skill, you come up with a way
I'd like
use
to
any of
maybe,
that.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing something from you.
So, like, there's I mean, my deduction is pretty good, so I'd like to, like, if I'm looking at the listing of jobs, like maybe I can, like, from the sectors. I don't know how the jobs are like listed, if they're like this particular sector, this particular room, or such and such is down the hall from blah. I don't know if there's a way that I can deduce a rough area where it would be, so that we could target our search a little better.
Give it a try.
Okay. Let's luck it up a bit.
The more vague the pattern, the higher the roll, the more specific it'll bring the DV down a little bit.
Okay.
It's kind of how I'm rolling with
23.
it. See here, that is a fairly decent roll. So it's DV 20 or a roll of 23.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite good. You're looking through and you notice that certain job recs require you to be rank blue or higher to actually access the areas. And so you start wondering if maybe the areas you're looking at or trying to find are more outside your area.
Sure.
And you do remember earlier on you saw someone talking and you did lip reading.
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
Yeah, I do.
What colors were
I
they?
remember seeing most of them were blues.
Blues and up. Yeah.
Yeah, blues and violets.
So you kind of wonder if maybe the difficulty of getting into that area would be you need to be an additional rank up.
Yeah.
But that does narrow the area for you. Because you know it's
That's
not
good.
going to be in the other areas.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the jobs I get right now aren't going to take me really near there. So
Right.
definitely going to need the
But that is an important piece of information that
yes.
wasn't necessarily picked up on earlier.
Yeah, we're gonna. And I take this information with me back to my comrades and let them know that, guys, we still got work to do. We're gonna one more rank and we should be in good shape, better shape at least, to find our real bodies. Based on what I've seen, like in the requests that we get. Yeah, like I'm getting one more rank up, and I should be able to get jobs that are pretty close to where our bodies are.
What does Seamus, Doc, and Zid want to do?
So how do we help you rank up?
I think like all of us probably should. Like, I mean, I don't know if Shadow and Phase can bump me one more rank, or if maybe one of Zid's codes can mystically bump just me another rank, not necessarily any of you, unfortunately, but maybe me. It'd be I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know that having our real bodies would be such a big help because I'm pretty sure all of us are anxious to get back into ourselves.
Sounds to me like we might need a new job, or another job rather.
Yeah. Something to move us up a rank, like a pretty high. I don't know, not like high ranking job, but like high combat. Something that's gonna Mr. Overseer needs done by the best of the best.
I mean, I'm not opposed to Zid looking into trying to get us another promotion or phase, even for that matter. But at some point, that's gonna look suspicious of us just getting promotion after promotion without doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know about the other two of you, or the other three of you, but I'm still not sure why we got one of the last promotions that we got. One that happened in the middle of the day.
Snap your fingers and boom, promotion.
Deflecting.
My memory's a little off, so don't ask me.
Deflecting, Zid says, "Oh man, this green promotion that we just somehow got as well. It seems awfully
Well,
strange."
I know where that one came from. Should be pretty easy to put two and two together on that one.
No.
Either way, it is
It's
probably
almost like just phased into our lives.
probably we shouldn't.
doesn't get it.
This is a good big guy.
We shouldn't try to go too high too quick. I don't know what the answer is, which way we go or what we try to do. It is confusing. I definitely think I need to think about it for a day or two to get it right in my head.
All right.
That's fair.
I agree.
All right.
As a player, I will say, I have no fecking idea what we should be doing. I don't have... All I'm getting is questions, and I don't really know which... I don't know if we're putting boundaries up or barriers up to... Like, I just have no... I have no concept of how to solve what's next. You asked me what I want to do, and I want to get out. I want to progress getting out. I want to progress getting us to our bodies. And then you ask how? I have no idea how.
Right. I get that. What skill would you use, or how would Zid go about trying to get an indication on where one of the two locations are that you guys are trying to find? Because the goal is to find where the central computing is, so basically the Overlord's mind, right? As you found out, it's an AI. So where is his central area, or the central computing, the server room of the complex? And the other thing is, where are your cryo chambers? Where are your original bodies? Those are kind of the two locations you guys are trying to find. So the question is, how do you see Zid trying to utilize what he can do to find those locations? Is that more clear?
Yeah. Well, I see two possible avenues. One is to just, log onto computers and try and find files tagged with like room names or designations of guards to specific places. Maybe he can find like where specific level guards have been designated, something like this. The other way would be, and this is something that maybe he would try and lean on someone else in the party for, but it's an idea, which would be to lure a higher level person to make a misstep in what they say and give us information by accident on purpose, right? Like, maybe we can get someone to drop information by, having someone make a mistake. Those are the things that occur to me.
Both are good.
And Doc has an idea.
Yeah.
If anyone just makes conversation with the people who come in to the med bay and see if we can find any information on stuff like that using. Trying to just think. I might have to be actually. Well, I think about something's not good at. This conversation, I was thinking, or would it be more of a something he's really not good at, like interrogation?
Well, interrogation would be more the person's there, and you're like, "Hey, give me this info," right? Like police interrogation, right? Persuasion would be, "Hey, so tell me about it."
And conversation isn't it?
Conversation is, let's just talk, and I'm just gonna so happen to it's the stealth equivalent of the interrogation and persuasion, right? That's what conversation is. You're more subtly trying to glean information from them without it being obvious. So it's basically like a verbal sleight of hand.
Let's see how well he can do ask people information without them knowing.
If it helps, Matt, think of it kind of as a skill challenge sort of thing, right? We're trying to progress with a number of ways of identifying the locations so you guys can try to pinpoint them.
Like my deduction.
Yeah. That was one.
Okay, so I'm going to try chatting people up and seeing just some casual information about potential locations and information that would be beneficial.
$15.
Okay, not bad.
No. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. You're able to get some details, but not a whole lot. A lot of the people you're assigned to are green and lower, not very many blue and up. Which later on, when you converse with Blackstone about where the locations are, you're able to remove some of the ones you thought were potential because you know that they're not blue locations.
I guess I will try some sort of computer
Sure.
check. I guess it's it's not a Pathfinder, right? It's not. I don't even know what this is. Because we're not. I don't.
Are you trying to do just look on the computer and find it, or do you want to actually try to hack into an area and find it that way?
I mean, one's a library search, the other is something in your
I would see cloak
your
probably
notes.
being a good option for trying to actually get into areas you're not supposed to be and get out without being found, right? Where if you're just searching and not concerned with people knowing you were there, then a standard library search would be doable.
Don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like, which one would you see Zid wanting to do more of?
Well, I think Zid's character is a little too stick it to the man. He's probably a little too gung-ho about his abilities, though he's been humbled a number of times. I think he wants to. He doesn't even know what computer he would hack. This is the problem. I have no concept of what is even connected to anything. Like, Is one network node connected to the next? We don't have any idea.
You do know that a lot of them are connected, but there is passwords or clearance requirements to get certain levels deep. So just like in the floor area, right? Certain areas are reserved for certain security clearance colors. The same thing is when you go into the net here on whether you just are searching or whether you're doing a net run essentially and diving. Certain colors you're able to just go to without a problem, right? But once you get to a certain level, you require to basically do a backdoor check, is what it would be if we were doing a full net run of it, to actually get into those areas because you don't have a blue or higher clearance. And so that's why I was saying if you're just doing a search, that's going to limit the possibility of what you can find, but you could find something that could give some indication, but people would know what you searched for. Whereas if you do the cloaking, it's basically you're trying to hide what you're doing and potentially do like backdoor checks to dig deeper beyond where you should be able to be in hopes of finding deeper secrets about where the area might be that you need to get to. Does that make it more clear or no?
Sort of. Alright. I'll just start doing backdoor things. Zid's not interested in normal information, he's interested in finding what's hidden.
Okay.
So he would do this at a time of day where people are busy, and yeah, he would just try and get as much information that's hidden as possible. He knows that someone's tagged him, so he's gonna do his best to stay undetected, but at this point he wants information, and he wants it from what's obscured.
Okay.
So what do you want that to be? Backdoor?
You can do, let's have you do a backdoor and then a cloak, basically to see how well you do for a dive and then how well you hide it. Nice. 20.
So we have a 20 for backdoor.
Yes.
And our cloak. Do I still have all of these programs that you gave me?
Since you didn't actually get them issued to you by the complex, yes, they're currently there.
Alright, then I will res Eraser, which I think is... Yep, I will res that. And we will do a cloak with res booster of 2. It's already resed. And let's go. 16 to get out undetected.
Not as good, but decent.
I mean, for an interface roll.
For an interface, yeah, that's true. It's not bad. That's a good roll. So we got that. Let's have you roll. It's not really like a good luck. Let's have you roll a gamble. Because I kind of see that as a luck-based thing. Yeah. Potentially finding additional information. This isn't going to count towards the pass and fail. It's, do you successfully happen upon like some secret files or something while you're digging around, right?
Alright, I'm rolling it blank.
Oof.
10.
Yeah. This is not something that Zid has spec'd anything in. Gambling.
You find a report from the complex overseer stating that you're tampering with files that you're not authorized, and to keep an eye on potential nefarious conduct.
Alright. So that's on my file.
Yes. So while you're digging and you find some, you're basically, all you guys are getting bits and pieces to, as you succeed, the greater the success, the more you narrow it down, right? You're all starting to build these packet, basically, of information, helping you narrow down where these locations are that you're trying to get to. And the gamble that you just did was just, do you find any special additional info? And that's where you got that. Seamus.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
How would you go about trying to get information to help locate these locations that you guys want to get into?
I'm probably going to kind of talk to people, but kind of like what Zid said, I'm not like going up to people and being like, hey, you know where the cryo room is? Like, I'm just having conversations with people and subtly trying to steer the conversation in a direction of information. Maybe more so doing this like in the bar or cantina or whatever it is, when people kind of have their guard down or whatever.
Okay. Let's have you do personal grooming, basically for how well you're presenting yourself, and then we'll have you do your conversation roll. Nice.
You are a suave mofo.
You have professional grade presence. And then we'll see how well do you converse with them.
Don't I always?
21. That is
Ooh.
high enough to get you heroic tier
Platinum tongue.
suaveness of tongue, yes. So this goes on for about a week, where you guys are getting this info, going out, collecting bits here, Zid's diving and finding out, okay, this one it can't be because of this. Over here, maybe Blackstone's like, okay, it has to be a blue area. Okay, these are some blue areas. And the doc comes in talking about, hey, I heard about this green area. Oh wait, you said blue, so we can't do that one. Or this other one was mentioned. And slowly you're building this information. And you think you get it narrowed down to fewer locations. So now you have a better focus on where to go with it. Instead of the whole complex. You now have to break, and you guys grab your bio break, and we will be back in 10 minutes and find out just how many locations they have to sort through to find the 2 locations they want. See you guys right after break. There we go. It's weird how it decides to do that. But hey, it works now, so that's what matters. So, you guys have a few rooms to consider. Luckily, you got it down from the whole complex, or even all just the whole blue areas and up.
Are any of them green?
No, because you found out, if you recall, that based on the cryo chamber anyways, you know has to be blue or up. Based on previous discussion you overheard.
Yes.
The central computing resource of the whole complex probably have similar security or better.
Yeah,
Because
I was going to say violet.
Hmm?
I was going to say violet.
I said at least. Similar, if not better, yeah. So it could be violet, it could be ultraviolet, you're not sure. But what you know is that it's above green.
Yep.
So you narrowed your search to blue areas, and then with other information that you've pulled, you're trying to narrow down, okay, which areas seem to be most probable. So you start working on coming up with that schema. And you start pulling together the information and getting details on each one. Now, all the areas do have some descriptors in common. Blue areas, like we just mentioned. So they're higher security. They are protected, whether that means human security or mechanical security, you're not sure. Just they're higher
Armed
security.
guards.
Hmm?
Armed guards.
Could be. Just definitely secure.
Mm-hmm.
Which also means probably, good locked doors.
Yeah.
They have greater power being drawn to the locations. And so all the locations you guys found that you're considering have these things in common, right?
Yeah. Would like science narrow it down for like power draw? Or
Potentially,
electronics?
but you'd have to know exactly what items are in there to draw what power to know more of that, right? Like, otherwise, they all have fairly high power draws.
Okay.
But you'd have to know the exact number of lights and everything to really peg down exactly, which one it would be, because every single device connected that draws power is going to up the power consumption.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's something very small, like just say an LED, right?
Yeah.
As we all know, LEDs are kind of the preferred
don't
illumination
draw
method
power.
right now because they're energy efficient comparatively, right?
Yeah.
Well, even if you have a whole warehouse of those plugged in, the power draw is going to be similar to that of, say, a small server room. So which one is it? Well, similar power draw. So, and so it's all of these have a high enough power draw that you're considering that they're a potential candidate for the location you want, right? So those are the traits that these locations had in common.
Okay.
They all are secure, higher power draw, blue or higher security. And so you start getting details on each one. Now, some of them seem to have constant shifts. And a few don't have constant shifts. Right? So Whether they're
Shifts in power
constantly
draw?
staffed or whether there's breaks in their staffing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about like shifts in power draw, like maybe like
Oh,
maybe a maintenance routine like goes off and something like that. I don't know.
yeah. Which some of those, there isn't necessarily a permanent, constant, flatline power draw, right? It's just the power draw for those locations are higher.
Okay.
But yeah, they also, some of them have constant shifts, meaning there's never a open segment. Kind of like the place you guys broke phase out of, right?
Yes.
Even though it was at the time where you can't be out of your room,
Mm-hmm.
there was still 4 fairly trained individuals waiting for you.
Or heavily
Anything
armed
there.
guards.
So there's 5 locations you guys have it pegged down to. 3 of them are staffed at all times like that, and 2 of them aren't. You basically checked out the staffing records.
Yeah.
So
I mean, those two kind of moved to the top of my wish list for checking out current, like initially, just to like get them checked off.
the ones that don't have constant shifts are the ones.
Yeah, the ones that have an open time that we can at least just go look.
Okay.
But we can't get into any of those areas anyway. So we
Right.
need one more link.
You'd have to find a way into the area because they're all blue.
Mm-hmm.
So the off shift for one of them is during dinner time,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one off shift is during night. Right, so one is when you guys get off work and you kind of have your time for dinner and stuff before it's lockdown curfew time, and then one's off shift is during curfew time.
I feel like the one that's off shift during curfew time is going to be robot guarded. So I don't really like that one currently. I'm more inclined to go with the one for dinner, but I mean right now, like I guess the focus can be getting that rank. Trying to figure out like what we need to do to get that rank. Like if it's, I think that we're probably gonna have to do another job, like a special job or something. It'd probably take a lot to move up from green to blue. Unless there's some special person or such that Seamus can go schmooze.
I mean, I could try.
We're gonna run our show pony out there.
I could try. Could try and go talk to FaZe and see if he has any suggestions or see if he has a way for us to get another rank up quickly.
Is an option. Now for the 3 that have constant shifts, right? There's no down or off shift sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
One has a constant equal rotation. One has a fluctuating occupancy numbers.
Sure.
It seems to have constant staffing. And one has seems like additional mechanical units during dinner. And I say basically standard shift, dinner shift, and night shift is not exact just dinner, but it's you're off your R&R segment for you guys. So that's why I call it dinner shift, right?
Sure.
It's that R&R section that you get, and then you guys have dinner during that shift time, and then it's before the nighttime shift, which is the lockdown shift. You're to basically break it in 8-hour chunks.
I mean, if we can get, like, if we can do the same thing we did for the prison operation, I'm fine with going after the ones that are staffed 24/7. Because I mean, like, Doc and I did just what we were supposed to do. Like, all of us did exactly what we were supposed to do, and we were very well prepared. And if we didn't have to break someone out, then things probably would have gone a lot better. But I feel like if we're just scouting the area, then it's not that bad.
You do know that you aren't supposed to be in those areas, so it's not quite the same, because the area you infiltrated that you're talking about to get phase out was the group.
Yeah. Oh no, like we
Yellow.
wouldn't
So-
like we wouldn't like do this like now. We'd have to like
Right.
work on the we'd work on the rank first to
Okay.
where we were supposed to be in those areas. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm trying to make sure that it was clear.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that I'm
Yeah, I don't want to.
communicating clearly. the
I don't
info.
want to like openly break the rules. I'd like to just subvert a little.
Subtly shift
Do
around
some-
the
let's do
rules a
some
little bit.
Some subterfuge.
Right. So yeah,
Is
those are the.
Oh yeah, sorry. Is there like, so Seamus wants to talk to FaZe, or I mean, maybe is there something in my daily, like, I don't know, maybe I'm perfect for like this other like job that somebody doesn't or nobody wants to do, that is really important. I don't know, at my job, like my daily job, that would give me a leg up on a promotion.
Yeah. So you're asking if Seamus will talk with FaZe about that? Is that what you're saying, or
I mean, that's fine too. I just didn't know if like
were you? Oh,
while I do it, he does that in parallel, like
okay.
something to move us forward, I guess.
So you're trying to find something you can do to try to move your rank forward on your own during your shift.
Yeah. Yep. Like maybe I'm showing better, like someone like my boss is knowing my leadership or noticing my leadership or something like that, and so the promotions are coming up and I'm putting myself ahead of everybody or something.
What do you do to try to show that?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm actually like extremely talented with the tech, so I'm I routinely finish my jobs earlier than everybody else. And then I'm more thorough than everybody else, and they don't have any quote unquote callbacks because this isn't working like it should. Like all of my tickets get like done properly the first time, and I'm never late. Yeah, I mean, like just like the whole above and beyond that, and I don't know. I take the job, or I don't know. I take jobs that nobody else wants to take because
Okay.
maybe they're harder. I mean, I can roll if need be. I don't mind doing that.
It was more how you're doing it than the rule on it.
I mean,
This
like
is-
I've like my education skills. Like I'm pretty well educated.
Yeah.
So
So you definitely get their attention,
Mhm.
but not necessarily exactly how you thought you would.
Okay.
They give you a kudos ticket for an extra free ration for doing such a great job. They'd like to see you keeping up the work.
Great. Yeah. Thanks. I'll
Oh no, Blackstone, thank you. You're doing such a marvelous
I'll,
job. Please
I'll
keep
use
it
this
up.
on
You're doing
some.
wonderful.
I'll use this on some noodles. I'll use this on some noodles.
Here at LifeTech, we take great care of our people.
You mean meat sacks?
Well, we at least like to refer to them as indentured servants.
Yeah, indentured my ass.
Kidnapped.
No, motivated to join.
Yeah. Oh man.
Our persuasive talents are second to none.
I mean,
Our recruitment policies have a guaranteed 100% success rate.
so like there's no way to roll and like say like what the hell is this? Like I deserve another rank.
I mean, you can roll whatever you want. It probably won't give you what you're looking for.
Damn, no, it's fine.
It was more how you're doing it
Yeah,
would glean different things.
sure. Basically, if I'm trying quote unquote like doing things by the book, it's not good enough. Like in order
Right.
to get in order to rank up, you have to do like not the right things or something.
Something. What it is unknown. Tell you what though, when this chapter's done, we'll have a not exactly prologue, a wrap-up session
Yeah, that's a lot.
where you can ask any questions you want about it, and I will fully spill the beans about the complex. Not other stuff that comes up later in the campaign, but anything about the complex and things that transpired.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions you want answered on that sort of stuff, feel free to write them down and you can ask during that. It goes for the viewers too. We'll announce when that session is, because that'll be the one following the escape. So that was Blackstone's attempt. What does Seamus, Zid, and Doc want to do? Any one of you three can pick the next kind of segment of what you guys want to do on that. Or other
I'm
things.
just gonna go talk to FaZe and see if there's anything that he could either suggest or see if he's able to start work on another promotion.
Okay. So we'll get to that in a moment. What about Zid and Doc?
I have no idea.
That's fine. It's just, is there anything you're trying to do during this segment to, I'm trying to make sure you guys aren't left out for it.
What is Blackstone doing?
Blackstone was trying to show that he is the best worker that they've ever had and try to get a rank by doing that. So
By being
you
a
try to
model
become
employee.
blue.
I guess without any clear immediate goal, Doc's gonna go back to like the Med Bay area and just Acquire chemicals.
Okay. Are you going to try to place a requisition for them, or are you just going to try to acquire them?
Acquire them through relieving them, I guess, as he normally does. Takes a few extra here and there.
Okay. Roll a...
You're gonna skim off the top, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say, roll a theft roll. What would that be?
Is that streetwise?
Sorry, which one do you think?
I think potentially stealth. I'm trying to see if there's like a sleight of
conceal reveal?
hand. Would you say, Ezra?
Conceal reveal?
That would be after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stealth sounds doable.
So far, I think stealth is the most likely.
Probably.
And then conceal reveal for basically smuggling it out.
I mean, conceal reveal would basically be the cloak for Zid's role.
Right.
I'm good. Are you at it?
It's like secret door or hidden compartment or, disguising an item where he's actually trying to pocket it.
Instead of conceal reveal, like a reverse pickpocket.
Yeah, that pickpocket sort of thing is more I see as stealth, I think, than conceal reveal.
Well, I meant reverse pickpocket on someone else and then pick it up later.
Oh.
He's not good at conceal reveal. That's what I'm saying. Well, let's see if we can get the pick him up first, and then we'll try it. All right, stealth. Okay, I see that's a success.
So you're able to acquire some secretly.
All right, fine. Let's do a conceal reveal. This is not going to go well.
Now, as you get ready to roll, what is your plan on trying to conceal them and get them out without being found?
Don't forget about your luck.
Yeah, no, I know.
Looks
I
good.
don't have. I already put a couple points in.
Okay.
Let's just say it's an intelligence-based skill,
Mhm.
and he's not trained in it.
This is not gonna go well.
No. Now, is he allowed to leave with any medical supplies in general?
Yeah, all of them that you have checked out and had issued to you. That you have proper requisition that has been delivered to you. Yeah, those are absolutely able to go with you.
So I guess his only idea is to just mix them in with his regular stuff and hope nobody notices.
Okay. Go for your
all
conceal reveal.
Ooh.
10. Give me a persuasion.
Persuasion. Persuasion. Oh boy, that's worse than the reveal. And I have 2 ranks in that.
Use all your luck, buddy.
Coolers is worst. Alright, maybe I roll high. Okay.
It's not bad. Not bad.
Alright, not terrible. I've seen worse. So, as you're leaving and they're checking you on the way out, one person's suspicious and asks you about it. What is your response on that? How would you respond if someone's like, I think you may have miscounted or picked up something extra? How would Doc reply?
muted myself. Oh, maybe I just accidentally just put them in my bag. Didn't really mean that. Didn't mean to do that.
So you just take them out and leave them, or what would Doc do or say?
Um, well, actually, he'd probably say I like to be prepared for anything to be prepared out there if I can't bring someone back here right away, if someone gets hurt accidentally.
So I
Not
did
that
a roll
cool.
behind the scenes to see how it turns out for you. And as you start telling him about this, he's kind of suspicious, right? But then you hear an alarm go off. He's like, I'll check it tomorrow. I gotta go take care of this. And hurries off to take care of something else that came up. And there's actually some other items right there, too.
What items? So I don't see any items.
Oh, there's a few medical items.
No, not anymore.
Roll a stealth. Because you'd have to swipe those without, someone hearing, seeing. $18. Not bad. So what were you trying to get were you trying to get some more chemicals for speed heal, or what was it you were going for?
Yeah, just the stand, just some, I guess, speed heal be the primary one that he's looking at.
Okay. Roll 2d6. You do /red 2d6.
/red 2d6.
Okay. So you have additional speed heal.
Sorry, say that again.
You have additional speed heal in your inventory now.
Oh, additional one. Okay.
So Doc's feeling pretty happy. He has more things to heal the party with.
Yay.
No more dead
And
Chooms.
But I mean, he does he does this and he gets a speed heal. I go through I'm a model fucking employee and I get extra food. What the fuck?
I didn't realize I already had 8 speed heals.
No, that's what you got. You went
I
up
don't-
to 8.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you put it?
Yeah, I said I added it to your inventory.
Oh, you added it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You didn't have 8 until you just did this. You now have
Oh.
8 speed heals. Which is very nice.
it doesn't hurt to be prepared.
It hurts to not be prepared.
Yes.
Just ask Seamus.
Seamus would be dead without our preparation.
Yep, you would be. So, anything for Zid during this time, or is he just kind of staying focused?
Zid wants to sow a rumor.
Ooh. Okay, let's hear it.
The rumor is when you are successful and industrious and helpful to the rest of the staff, the PTB, powers that be, only want to quash you and push you down and leave you in the dirt.
Alright. What is his way of getting this out?
Well, so he wants to leverage what he has done recently, which is change the efficiency of the codes like quite a lot. He was very successful
Yes.
with changing these codes in this manner, and he wants to use that as an example, I guess. But he want to draw attention to himself. He wants to prove that the code is better, but
I think you cut out there.
you know. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly, but as far as what role I want to make, let's see.
Like, are you trying to have it just like pop up as a message for them? Are you trying to talk to someone and spread it? What is he leaving like a note hidden somewhere? How is it that Zid wants to send the initial trying to spread the rumor?
What I think I want to do, and this might get me in trouble, but this is my pitch here, and people can direct me in a different way. I would like to have the message that I found about that tagged Zid as a ne'er-do-well be circulated in relation in parallel to him succeeding with this code, to have those timelines measure up, match up, and to include them in the to have that be the reason for this message.
And is it being sent by him, or is he having it be from someone else?
I just want to leak it, I think. I just want it
Okay.
to accidentally fall out.
So it's accidentally seeing these two records next to each other?
hmm
Okay.
What would you like me to roll for that?
Thinking probably a cloak or a virus check, which they're both interface. Because they just basically like leak out onto the net where someone gets them and picks them up.
So would this would this leak be a leak out of the complex, or
No.
would it just leak into the intranet, quote unquote?
It would be within the complex. So it's out
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
complex now.
Okay. So the intranet,
Mhm.
or whatever it is.
And depending on how well he does,
Yeah.
different things could potentially happen. And then
Do it.
the only other
Sounds
thing I'd
good.
want to know from you, Matt, is what kind of effect is it you're seeking from this? If there's anything particular. If not, that's fine too.
I want to see, I want to
Psycho.
see what this does to the workers,
Okay.
to the vigilant, to the people that are here every day working their ass off and
Yeah.
never getting anything, right?
You want to see how this affects all the reds and the oranges and the yellows that
Yeah,
basically don't get anywhere, and they just keep getting stomped down. I mean,
Right.
right.
I get it.
It wants to screw up the masses.
And I guess there's not really yeah. I just want to see, and it's probably bad that we're doing this, but we're gonna see. So we're gonna do virus or cloak.
I think that's what it would be.
All right.
And they'll
let's
kind
do-
of change basically how and who gets it a little bit.
Let's do a cloak. Because it needs to fall out accidentally. Alright. So this is it.
12. Not bad. It was a
Considering
4
I
on
rolled a
dice. Yep. Blackstone,
Yeah.
you just got your extra rations card from your boss for being so awesome.
Yeah.
He even gave you a gold sticker, a star saying number 1. Got that sticker, man. You earned that sticker.
This is my face. Looking at the ration ticket.
That's exactly your face. When you hear,
This is how appreciative I am.
you hear your coworker, dude, I just heard from my friend. He works over in the tech sector. There's this guy who did all this work to make the systems better, and he got nothing for it other than getting flagged as being suspicious. Did you believe that?
Considering what I'm looking at.
Oh,
yeah.
this wasn't to you. Like, you overhear two of your coworkers talking.
Okay. All right.
Right as you
cool.
got your prize and you're just looking at it. And you hear
Looking
this
at it, I'm like,
from one of your coworkers.
yeah. And I look over at them and just, I give a long, exasperated sigh. See, this is the reason why people don't work hard. This is the bullshit that people deal with every fucking day. The lack of appreciation. You know what? Fuck this place. I take the ticket, the extra rations ticket. I just crumble it up, throw it away.
Do you say that out loud or you say that to yourself?
I'm gonna say it to myself.
Just loud enough for others to hear.
I was really considering saying it out loud, but I know how badly we need to keep our heads down. So I just say it to myself. Was that the reason for your reaction, Dimension?
Yes, because I really thought you were saying that to the guy, and I was like, well, Blackstone's dead. He's just gonna be gunned down right now. Like, just a turret's gonna come down out of the ceiling and be like, you are not happy.
I rolled the wrong.
But okay, like, and honestly,
Exterminate.
like after that, I think to myself that like I don't know, I think I turned it over. I go back and I grab it out of the trash and just put it in my pocket. I walk away, with my head down and my shoulders slumped, walking back to my room. This is muttering to myself. This is why people don't work hard. This is why people don't work hard. This is the shit. And I just it's just that over and over and over again until I get back to my room.
You're passing a plumber as you say that.
Mm-hmm.
And he throws the mop down. He's like, you know what? You're right. Kicks over this bucket of who knows what nasty stuff he'd been having to clean. Pulls his stuff off and just leaves it and walks off.
And then I look, I hear him. You know, I turn around and I say, hey man, and I hold up the fist like, power to the people. Power to the people, brother. I can imagine that the cameras probably very much know who I am now. Yeah.
So, Blackstone G3 is here.
Is that a thing?
No.
Okay, good.
But you never know.
Oh no.
I had a feeling you probably weren't too loud when you said that to him.
Yeah, probably not.
Unless you're trying to draw attention.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was great.
Oh boy.
Well played, Zid. That was fun.
Well, I don't want to be the only one that's like, I don't want us to be the only ones who's discontent and complaining about it. I want this to spread like a virus.
Well, here's the thing, like, so,
Stick it to the man.
but that's the thing, like, in all of our interactions through all these sessions with coworkers and just people in general, like, the lower ranks have been just rife with people that are like their discontent level is rising, and for some it's rising exponentially, and we are like, we as a group, we're really close to getting somewhere where we can affect actual change. Like, we get to blue, you do your thing with the virus for Ziggurat, and we find our bodies, and maybe we don't break out. Maybe we try and fix Life Tech before we leave. Destroy Life Tech. Destroy the corp before we leave.
And if enough people are complaining, right? Enough people are like acting up, and we are not, we might just get an upgrade just for not being like that.
Yeah.
You never know, right?
Yeah.
It could just be
You're
like,
automatically
you guys
boosted to ultraviolet.
seem happy, so we're gonna, yeah. So it could have unforeseen.
Absolutely.
It could also be terrible for
It
us.
can
Who
be.
knows? We could get locked in our rooms and told, everyone's rioting, so
Everything is now under martial law. Return to your rooms indefinitely.
So we don't know, but we'll stir the pot, see what rises. Yeah.
And Seamus slowly starts going insane because he no longer has access to his noodles. All he can eat is kibble.
That would be the one thing that broke his mind.
I was gonna say, what would that do to Seamus? This is actually something for Seamus.
Well, I guess that depends on how long we were locked down, because if it was too long, you might get G3 of everyone but Seamus. Maybe Doc.
You're gonna go on like a hunger strike or something.
He might just snap and lose it.
So, you guys meet back up in the room that evening after these nefarious activities. Seamus, we need to go back to you in your chat. Thank you for your patience on that. I didn't want to alter anything, which is why I needed to hold off. You meet up with your friend and his associate. What can I do for you, Seamus?
We're just trying to find some information on how we can get our next promotion. Some of the plans you're looking into for us seems like we're gonna need another level. We've either got to work to get there, or know someone, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult one. The fact that you even got the green is a bit suspicious. You take it, don't understand exactly how they work, do you? You remember?
Well, no, we know perfectly fine. That's why we're going through back alleys and talking to shady people and asking for favors.
So you understand what the clearance means?
I can walk on the green line now.
Yes. Yes. You actually, if you recall, he doesn't have a color designation. So, you know how the complex is run, with a certain individual running it.
A certain computer, yes.
Your clearance level, the color, as you put it, is more an indication of how much they approve of your conduct and trust you.
So, how do I earn its trust?
Good luck. The higher we go without, the more likely it is to raise suspicion.
Well, that's why I'm coming to you. You know, I expressed to the other two
Yeah.
that it would be a bit suspicious if we just got an upgrade, but
It already
it's sitting here
is.
anyways. At least I wanted to talk and see if you had any information about the path we could take at least.
Well, I do have some information. The path you can take is debatable, but some information, yes. Look at this record. Pulls out this data tablet that has some information. You see, it's a request to put together a special team to investigate recent jumps in ranks.
I think we probably need to get on that team somehow.
Unfortunately,
If for no other reason, to point the investigation in a favorable area.
that would be conducive. Unfortunately, look at the signature from it. You actually notice it is a remote signature, not local to the complex. And it's stamped with LifeTech Exec. Night City Corp Office. The request is made directly to the complex overseer.
This does not look good.
That is why I brought it to you, my friend. I figured you would be only fair to let you be aware of it, given that you helped me out. I think this means we have a time frame we have to deal with things within if we're going to make you disappear. Or you may need to disappear before being found. However, you know, my good friend Shadow here is pretty good in the net. And there's something missing from the net that was there before, she's informed me. And there's some signature on some records that are a little suspicious. Now, some of it is stated by your friend that he's been working on some stuff to try to help potentially get out of here. However, there's some other records from him as well that are potentially going to interact with this, and he taps the tablet in front of you. So we may need to have a meeting up with all of your friends and kind of make a decision on how you all want to proceed from here, knowing this information. And that the Overseer's been given a new order and is going to need to do so. Would you
Well,
want...
I can't speak for the other three, but it sounds to me like our plan of action is to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. The question is how and when and what's the order of attack? Are you just trying to get out of the complex into the caves around, or out of the complex into the outdoors?
I'm trying to get out of this meat sack and into my other previously owned meat sack. The one that's actually me.
I hear you there. Sorry I couldn't bring some better news for you.
That's to be expected around here.
But if you want me to break the news to your friends, you can have them meet up here, and I can break it to them. Or if you want to break this delightful news to them, I will let you handle that. I will let that choice be yours.
I'll let the choice be theirs. I'll tell them what I can, and then see if they want to speak with you as well.
All right. You know how to get in touch.
Right.
And then you meet back up with your associates.
I think Seamus, if he has time before the murder bots come out, depending on what time it is, I think Seamus needs some noodles right about now, and probably goes and gets him some noodles on the way back to.
That's actually where
companions.
FaZe went ahead and met with you.
Oh yeah, well then definitely grabbing some before going back.
Extra large, double portion, glutton size.
Stress eating size.
Exactly. So you guys see Seamus walk in with this massive double-sized portion of noodles, and he's just hammering them in.
Seamus.
Well,
what are you doing, buddy? Why you got two?
I'm having a delightful dinner of noodles.
Well, more than normal, isn't it?
Well, a little more than normal, isn't it?
Okay, a little cranky tonight. Fine.
We're being investigated.
Pardon?
We are being investigated.
I heard the words. I just.
It appears to be by the overseer. Him, she, itself.
Like you say we, do you mean the four of us or other people?
Everyone.
Yeah, okay.
All of
that's
it.
No good. That's no good.
Uh,
Yeah,
You
that's no
know,
good.
I mentioned earlier about the strangeness of the recent rash of promotions. Well, Life Tech didn't like it. And
Life Tech can go suck it.
well, the Night City execs are wanting to have the overseer check and find out who did it and suck them right out of here.
Okay, yeah, we need a GTFO.
Mm-hmm.
Exit stage left time, boys and girls.
Yeah,
Screw
FaZe said
that
that it
virus.
seems like we have a timeline now.
Yes.
And I believe that the countdown clock has just begun.
Okay, so it sounds like we need to speed our plans up. So, that virus might not get uploaded unless we decide, unless it's on our way out. I wonder if everybody's numbers are gonna tick up here soon. It's gonna be like,
I don't know if they find the ones that did it, I don't think their numbers will be ticking up, so I don't think those people, and he looks around at the four of us, I don't think those people will be around to find out if the numbers go up one way or the other.
I think those probably get flushed. Yeah, Don't like that. I think we need to... Yeah, we definitely need to exit stage left.
Hi there!
Oh, show.
The Emperor's finest reporting. We await your command.
No power in the verse can stop me.
It's doozy.
Yeah, this makes me want to vomit.
Why? It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
drama's
dying is
ramping
exciting.
up.
Yes, dying is exciting, absolutely. Dying is
So,
wonderful.
you have choices. You guys have to decide how and what you want to do on it. Which is always the fun of these sort of games. You can go ahead and proceed with your trying to rank up and get into the section. You can try to find some way to do it nefariously. You can exit into the catacombs, which you know there's a cuddly Care Bear waiting to give you a hug there. You could try to find another way into them. You could go back down to where the mind was and try to operate out of there. There's a number of things you could potentially do. And it's up to the group to kind of say, okay, let's try this route to proceed. What is it you guys feel like doing?
I don't really think we have the firepower to deal with Cuddly Bear. Plus, like if we deal with Cuddly Bear and we succeed and then we get out, we're just gonna drop in a few feet anyway, because we don't have our bodies and we know that they're not gonna survive outside. So,
well, the goal would still be to get your real bodies. It's just, are you going to try to do so within your room, within the complex, or are you going to go into the natural caves out of it, or
and try to get in the other way?
Are you going to try to operate inside or outside the complex to find a way to get out of the complex? That's kind of the first question.
I mean, honestly, like I think that it basically takes away all of Zed's like all the ways that Zed can really help, like from a net standpoint, if we go outside the complex, right?
It does remove the net unless you can create another way to access it. Yes, it does.
I mean, we have that agent that we got from the, but that's more for, I guess we can repurpose that. Especially if I'm just gonna disable that or disassemble that turret and give the heavy SMG to Seamus for the auto fire. Guess I can do that. Would that agent, if Zid had it on his person, would that effectively help him to interact with the complex?
No.
Okay. All right. So that's
you
fine.
need to create an access outside that area. So you basically need to either find a line or create a line, kind of like mine told you about, right? There used to be a line that ran from the old complex all the way up and out. And they had access to the complex and everything from there, but now that's gone. Such.
Is there any way that Blue Angel can help? Just in general?
Help how? Doing
Well, I
what?
mean, like obviously she can help more inside the complex, I would assume, with her knowledge of like the inner workings of basically everything in the complex,
right?
Because she was a part of it for a while.
Right. Now she knows that stuff. The actual lines, you were told you need to get one of the rebel groups in the caves.
Yeah.
Rebel groups.
Is there a way
Survivors
to
who are trying to not die.
Is there a way to reestablish the lines from the old complex and the new complex?
Potentially, you'd have to find them and repair them, or see if they can be repaired.
It feels like it's going to take unnecessary time. 'Cause we don't have a lot of that right now. What do you guys think? I don't think we should go outside the complex.
I mean, there's basically big risks either way. Go for it.
My thoughts are, that, as you said, I don't think we can take care of the beast in the catacombs, and I think that unless we figure out a way for it not to, it is not just going to cripple Zid, but it's going to take one of his big skills off the table for a while. But on the other side of it, I don't think we can afford to stay in the complex and piddle around trying to upgrade our status. So this is just like the first thought that popped in my head. I don't know how Diamond explained it, how he'll run it or whatever, but in my mind, they're probably very unlikely to give promotions at this point until this investigation's over with. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, we're looking into false promotions. Oh wait, here's a promotion because you're working so hard. That's just like another layer of things to dig through, and for them to wonder, okay, these 4 or 5 guys got a promotion. Let's look, like, in the last 3 or 4 days since we started the investigation, let's look into them even closer, make sure this is legit.
Yeah, I mean, a promotion would basically throw an immediate red flag on us.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, so Zid, with all of this, will suggest that we might need a diversion. We might need to target heat elsewhere. We need time to find our bodies rather than necessarily getting higher rank. It looks like to Zid that we're going to need to do that nefariously, but in order to do it nefariously, we need something else to be going on, something that's more immediate, something that's more apparent, that they can be distracted with while we go sneaking, or however we're going to do it, to where we need to be. He feels like, he's at fault for painting us this way, but we had other thoughts. We wanted to level up, we wanted to skill up, and we thought that was the best way. It's backfired a little bit. So Zid wants to paint a distraction, and he wants to focus our efforts on nefariously gaining access to our bodies wherever they be, so that we can just beat it, right? So that we can get out. He doesn't know what the distraction should be just yet, but that's what he's going to suggest.
Yeah, I think our best bet is to stay in the complex and go
yes,
about
agreed. Agreed to stay in the complex. Whether we stay in the complex or not, our bodies are in the complex, and our real bodies. And if we are discovered, then our real bodies might be terminated. So we need to stay here. We need to secure them. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's just a matter of like steps we're gonna take to, like you said, like go about it from the shadows.
We need for something big to happen. We need for either the rebels to invade, or we need the bots to suddenly change their targets to guards instead of inmates, or something like this that is going to change their attention, right? Something big needs to happen that's going to take their attention away from someone who's potentially messing with ranks, right? We need something bigger than that.
Maybe something like your friend to like flip the targeting, if she can do that.
Can you roll me a virus check?
Sure, I don't have any luck left today.
This is someone you've worked with that you may have inspired to do something, and using this as determining if they decided to mess with it.
Ah,
It's a 14 without luck.
can't do much better.
So that's going to come into play. You're going to have a... You can jot this down on your sheet. You have a... a virus that is in the system that you can use as basically a token to help you during your escape process.
That's good.
So basically that's a resource that you've gotten that is available to be expended.
That's probably, and that's like a, I don't know, like 100%. Like this is like calling in a favor.
Yeah.
This is 100% gonna work. Yeah.
All right.
I need
Cool.
Blackstone
Yeah.
to roll a security tech.
Gotcha. I'm gonna look it up some more. I assume that since it's about 10 minutes away from starting, this is probably a good time to blow the rest of it.
We're basically prepping on
Yeah.
things that are going to be coming up soon.
Oh, nice. Oh,
A 9, getting a
Oh.
25, blowing 5 points of luck.
Yeah,
You blew all of it.
I did.
All right.
Figure that's gonna help.
That's really high. Really
I
high.
mean,
You
so if I'm not
have
mistaken,
a
like 20. Go ahead.
equipment-based token that you can basically exchange. So his is a viral thing, right? So something that involves electronics or something connected to the system is his.
Yeah.
Yours is a piece of gear, some piece of equipment that you or a teammate, whether not necessarily one of your teammates here, but an ally, someone can use during the escape that you're like, hey, story point, this piece of gear, use it for that. Okay? So that's your little bonus.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a good one for Doc. Seamus, with what you've done, probably conversation or persuasion. I could see persuasion doing it. Or tactics.
Tactics.
For Seamus.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to figure out for Doc what would work.
I'm happy with that.
You got a 23.
Very nice.
Nice. So you have a personnel one. Basically something to deal with someone you've made contact with, or a rebel. Someone has a bout of courage or steps in to help during the escape. Now, it doesn't mean next session is the escape. These are resources you've acquired to use at some point during the planning, the prep, or the actual escape itself. So, basically, kind of like you got a little golden ticket to use to help with something during the process. You basically get a little point where you get the camera, make a little story of how this event transpired some, and it gives you extra boost to help you try to overcome something. For Doc, yeah. Doc, I want you to roll me a medtech roll.
Let's mess with the guards
Nice.
meds or something.
Very nice.
20's good.
you have a chemical token to use for the escape. That can either be a chemical that affects the others or affects your people. So boost for you guys, drug for them, a gas, some sort of chemical sort of aspect that you can utilize to assist in the escape at some point.
A boost would be good.
Well, yeah, we get to determine it.
Yeah,
when
it's
we
not
wanna
right
use
now.
it.
This is basically a token or sticker or ticket, whatever you want to call it. It's where you get to basically make a story point at some point during the escape when you guys are like, hey, we really need to overcome this objective. It lets you make one part of the escape just able to get past it with one of these. And it's specific to your character and what they're able to do or have done. So to go into details, Zid's was viral based. He started working on virus, and your programmer friend there kind of has expounded on it and has made a virus in the system to glitch somewhere. Equipment with Blackstone. Either your teammates have it, so allies somewhere have it, or you have it. But the equipment came from down in the mines base.
Okay.
That area has now been looted.
Okay.
Some rebel group now has access to it, and your friend either dropped something off for you that you didn't realize is in your bag, or they use it, depending on how you use that token.
Sure.
Personnel 1, Seamus made an impact on them there, so the rebels are helping out more, or he has a good rapport he built here in the complex with someone, that sort of thing, right? So he can cash that in. Of course, chemicals kind of makes sense. Doc is a med tech, but he also deals with producing of chems. Kind of fit his personality that he has something up his sleeve in that regard. So that's kind of why I went with those ones for each different person and why I went with that. So, as the threat ramps up, your supplies and your preparations ramp up, we're getting closer to that climax and heading towards exit or doom. Hope you all have thoroughly enjoyed. Be sure to tune in next weekend to see what happens next. They've found out they are now being potentially investigated or hunted. They have some additional resources at their disposal to assist. They have 5 locations to consider for 2 locations they were looking into. See what fun it is. Thank you all for being here. See you guys next time. Enjoy the stories.